I just completed Era 1 of Mistborn in the Cosmere universe by Brandon Sanderson. Let's do a spoiler-free review for this trilogy. This spoiler-free review will not include the short story The 11th Metal from Arcanum Unbounded, and it will also not include the Mistborn Secret History short story from Arcanum Unbounded. So nothing from this is going to be in this spoiler-free review, just so you know. I loved this trilogy. It was amazing. What a phenomenal way to start the Cosmere. Absolutely love this. I'm so glad that this is where I started for reading the Cosmere. This was great. This was amazing. And let's get into my spoiler-free review for this trilogy. This trilogy is made up of 3 books: Mistborn, also known as The Final Empire, is book 1, then The Well of Ascension is book 2, and Hero of Ages is book 3. Book 1, I gave a solid 4.4 stars to. I absolutely loved this. It also can totally operate as a standalone, so if you are curious about the Cosmere, but also a little bit intimidated with the sheer magnitude and size of the Cosmere, that is so valid. You can give Mistborn a try and just read book 1. The story ends by the end of this book. There are some, strings. There are some parts of the story that aren't fully complete. That's how you know there's going to be more. But this can totally operate as its own story. So 4.4 stars, absolutely loved it. And I thought it was a phenomenal start to this trilogy. I then read The Well of Ascension. This is book 2 for Mistborn Era 1. I gave this a 3.9 stars. The first read through, I'm convinced at this moment in time, is going to be a challenge for anybody, probably. Maybe you'll love it. But for the first read through, I gave this a 3.9 stars because the first 350 pages are a little bit difficult to get through. The main female character and the main male character can be a little bit annoying in those first 350 pages. It can also feel a little bit slow in those first 350 pages. Keep that in mind. The ending, though, of this book, chef's kiss. The surprises, the twists and turns, you're not going to be expecting it. I certainly didn't. That was really fun and entertaining. I really liked the ending of this. But for me, the crowning jewel for Mistborn Era 1 is absolutely, without a doubt, The Hero of Ages. This is a 5.8 star read. Honestly, it's a 6-star read in the sense that I think 6-star reads are perfect. Every single word written is exactly what should be written. There is nothing I would change, not a single word on any page would I change. This book is perfect. I loved it, loved it, loved it. The only reason why I don't give it a 6 stars is because of its predecessors being less than 5-star reads, and because this book cannot operate as a standalone. It relies on the previous 2 books. That's the only reason why it's a 5.8 star read. Otherwise, this is perfection. It is the perfect conclusion to this trilogy. Absolutely loved it. Heartbreaking, devastating, fabulous, intriguing, interesting. The twists and turns are just like, what? Surprising, shocking. You're not going to be expecting where this goes. Just such a phenomenal good time. For all 3 books, given their rankings, given what I also feel about the reread, the likelihood that the reread of this entire trilogy is just going to hit even better, even more awesome, given the fact that now I know a lot of the context of this story. I'm going to give this overall series probably 4.9 stars. Absolutely phenomenal, absolutely fabulous. So great. I feel like when I reread this trilogy, it's probably going to be even higher. I'm probably going to rank it in the 5-star range once I reread this trilogy for sure. I have a feeling. But for my first run through, I'm going to give it 4.9 stars. Just a phenomenal trilogy. If you are interested in fantasy, if you are interested in getting in the Cosmere, this is a phenomenal place to start. If you want to just dip your toes into the Cosmere but don't want to commit to too much, Mistborn: The Final Empire, which is book 1, that's a great place to start, and it can operate as a standalone. So good place to start if you'd like. The characters are fabulous. Their arcs, the way that they grow, the challenges that they face, just chef's kiss. The endings of all 3 books are amazing. Brandon Sanderson definitely knows how to write an ending because, whoa, amazing. Each book is over 500 pages long. I think the second book is even over 600, so be aware these are longer fantasy books. They are not terribly difficult to read in the sense of content-wise. You're not going to be super confused with what is this sentence trying to say? You're not going to experience that. They are definitely readable books, but there's a lot of story here. Keep that in mind. It's fabulous and wonderful. It can operate as just this trilogy. You don't have to continue in the Cosmere if you don't want to. I think you'll probably get to the end of this trilogy and be like me and be so ready to read even more in the Cosmere. So keep all of that in mind. There isn't any real spice in this series, which is also really nice. So definitely YA accessible for the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. The violence in it, the gore is not too bad. It's really not. There is war and there is death and there's a lot of it. So be aware of that, but it's nothing like the gore from the Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. There's definitely series with a lot more gore than the Mistborn trilogy Era 1. This is so accessible. Very, very interesting. This is a fantasy. This is heist. This is war. This is very extremely powerful beings. This is a very unique magic system based with metals that is fun to kind of explore. You're going to slowly become more and more aware of how complex this magic system is, which is so awesome. The romance builds and builds and builds. One of my downsides for Mistborn book 1 was that the romance felt very YA, but as you progress through the 3 books, the presence of romance in these books with different characters, different romances, it gets even more intriguing, more interesting, and more amazing. You just end up loving the couples that are present in this story. It's romance is definitely a subplot. It is not the main plot at all. In my opinion, it's definitely a secondary component to just, dealing with this fantasy world and all of the very severe problems that they have in this world. But it is present and it's good and I love it. The fight scenes are fabulous and interesting and they really capture your attention. It gets better and better, book 3 being the best out of all 3 books. I just don't think I can recommend this trilogy enough. Definitely pick up Mistborn if you get the chance. This is a phenomenal trilogy. 4.9 stars overall. Just chef's kiss. I am so looking forward to the reread of this trilogy. I am definitely going to be hardbacking these books because paperback scares me, because paperback can easily be damaged and I want these to be hardbacked and protected. So I will be doing that soonish. I'm a busy bee, but I will get to hardbacking these books and I'll show you the final product once that's done. I am really curious because on Brandon Sanderson's website, there's this image, which looks like these covers are going to come out in hardback at some point, ? There's literally no other details or information about that. It's just this one image on his website. So I don't know. So I'm going to hardback these ones myself. The other covers for the Mistborn trilogy are these. I like them. I think they're pretty. These are the hardbacks that are available for the Mistborn trilogy era 1. I think they're great. I just definitely like these covers even more. So that's why I was okay with buying the paperbacks and then just hardbacking them myself, because these covers, hard chest, I just love them. I love these covers so much. I think they're just so beautiful. And I also love how well they fit with Mistborn era 2, which I will be reading in a good hot minute. So there you have it, my spoiler-free review for Mistborn era 1. Go pick up the series. It's going to be worth it. And my next video is going to be a spoiler review for this trilogy. So stay tuned if you're interested. Keep reading what you love, and I will see you next time.